I'm ready.
What's up? Sports Bag Bros are here. Thursday draft night, NFL draft night. You can see it's not Trav, it's Big Bosco from the Bronx. What's good, Bosco?
It's the night I've been waiting for.
Why? You know your Giants gonna jack it up.
It's not the Giants, it's the fans. I can't wait to go see that. They're in their feelings about Shedeur Sanders, and they're getting mad at me because I say he didn't deserve to get his jersey retired, and they're talking about how we're going to draft him and he's going to do this. I said, we ain't drafted Shedeur Sanders, man. I said, we might, but I don't think we are.
Well, it's something I've been wanting to talk about on the show, but I haven't had a chance to.
Yeah.
I can understand Travis Hunter getting his number retired at Colorado. Yeah. He won the Heisman. Yeah. Shedeur Sanders, you know, if you hold him to the standards that modern quarterbacks are held to, he has a 13-12 record. What did he really do to earn getting his number retired?
Dude, there's more to that. I mean, he got a 13-12 record. When he was at Jackson State, they got throttled by Southern in the championship. Never won a championship down in Jackson State.
But I can't hold that against him for what he did at Colorado.
Okay, let's go to Colorado. They never beat a team above 500. They never beat a team. Nope.
Oh, wow. Okay.
The closest team they beat was TCU the previous season, but they were 0. They both were 0-0. They never beat a team above 500. They got to the bowl game. They didn't win their division, their conference. They got blown out in the bowl game. How do you get your jersey retired? Because he brought excitement to the game? Cordell Stewart did that. Salinesi got them basic to the title, but he caught cancer and couldn't finish. Derek Bieniemy got him to a bowl game. Darian Hayden got him to a bowl game. Their jerseys not. And Rashaan Salam, he got his jersey retired. He was already passed away. Really? So how do you give this guy his jersey because he brought excitement to the school? I think that was more the whole.
It was Dion who brought.
It was Dion that brought the excitement, and with the other players, Travis Hunter, Shedeur, it was the whole crew that brought excitement to Colorado,
right?
Not just him.
We got a comment here. I want to say thank you to Valerie for stopping in, showing us love. Really appreciate it.
Word.
If you have something you'd like us to talk about, put it in the comments or leave your own comment and we'll respond to it.
Yes.
But right now we're talking about Shedeur Sanders. I almost called him Dion. Shedeur Sanders getting his number retired and whether or not he deserved it. Neither Bosco nor I believe he deserved it. He was a 13-12. He has a 13-12 record at Colorado, and Bosco was just stating his case, stating that he never beat a team with a record above 500, and he's questioning his resume, which I also question. Bosco talked about the attention that was given to Colorado, but I think that was more so Dion. It wasn't.
That was Dion.
It wasn't the Shedeur Sanders factor. It was the primetime factor.
It was Dion. And see, that's the issue I had. And you have the fanboys, of course. Some of the same. Those fanboys, most of them are Giants fans. You got the fanboys who don't even watch college football. And I tell them, I said, dude, they said you don't know nothing about Colorado football. I'm like, my cousin's alumni, number 47. I said he's one of the people up in the freaking Raptors with his number 47. I go, I know about Colorado.
Is that Emory?
Yeah.
I didn't know he went to Colorado.
Yeah, he went to Colorado, yeah. He's one of the Up until guys like, Eric Bieniemy came out, he's one of the greatest Buffaloes they had. Yeah.
Yeah, Colorado's had some really good players in the past. Did Shannon Sharp quit ESPN?
I think he stepped down. I heard he stepped down. I got to check it out.
Yeah,
but I heard he stepped away.
I didn't know that. I know he has those allegations.
Yeah,
and he's disputing it in social media. I'm not sure if that's the platform.
Yeah, he said he's stepping away.
Okay.
For a while until they get this taken care of.
Wow, I wonder what state of mind he's in. Like, does he really need to step away from work to deal with that?
Right.
Not working, he's gonna have more free time, and he's gonna have more thoughts, more emotions, in my opinion, anyway. But
Yeah.
you know, good luck to him. I hope he didn't do it. Those are serious allegations. Supposedly, there's a voicemail or something of him threatening to choke her.
Yeah. I mean, man.
But but a threat is a threat. It's not
Yeah.
an actual offense.
Yeah. And I wish these.
I'm not saying I condone it. I'm just
Right.
saying,
Right.
sometimes people say things, but if they don't take action, can you really
Yeah.
hold it against them?
And I wish these athletes and former athletes would stop just leave these women alone. You know they're after your pockets. They already said they wanted 50 million. They're after your pockets, man. Period. I mean, I'm like, just leave them alone, man. If you're gonna do, and I'm not for recording anything, but if you in a room, you better have. I would have cameras up, recording every move if they come to my house, whatever. Because I'm like, look, they just need to just leave them alone, man. And the
I
beating,
think I think it was Daniel Cormier, one of
yeah,
those UFC guys.
yeah,
They asked him about why does he always take pictures making a fist with female fans. He's like, that's so they can't come back and bring some bullshit charges against me.
right,
It's like that me making that fist lets you know I'm taking a picture with a fan.
yeah, yeah. It's crazy, man. I don't know how. I mean, I hope he didn't do what he did. I've heard things, but I hope not, man. Cause I like Shannon. You know, I just wish they just leave these chicks alone, man. And I'm not. And I don't want women to think I'm down in women because I'm not. But you have that section, that sect of women. That's what they're out for. I'm not saying this chick was or these chicks were. I'm not saying that at all. But
Yeah.
you have those out there who's out there. They're out there to get that. They get the bag. They get the money from them.
Well, the disappointing thing is it's not like Shannon's new on the scene. He had a
Nah.
whole entire football career. He went to the Hall of Fame, and he's what, 10, 12 years removed from football.
Yeah.
And now he has this type of thing. I don't think he has a track record.
Nah.
So, I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
Now, if we had heard things during his playing days and we'd be like, oh, that's just Shannon being Shannon.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure, for sure.
I agree with you. Stop sharing on social media and protect your brand.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly, Valerie. We're in an age where everyone wants to put everything on social media. I'm like, social media is forever.
Yeah. I mean, everybody's personal business isn't meant for the entire world. I mean, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah.
But anyway,
it's crazy, man.
Anyway, let's get back to this draft. We ranted on Shador not deserving his jersey retired. So your Giants have the number 3 pick. Who do you want them to pick?
I want Travis Hunter, man, because he fills some voids, man. We need another receiver. I mean, he's not going to be a number 1 because we have Malik Neighbors, we got Darius Slayton, but he fills the slot there because he could be the slot receiver. And see, Darius Slayton can move to the slot.
Do you think he's going to play full time on offense?
I
know he wants to. I know he says he wants to.
I don't think they will because the NFL is a much powerful game and going back and forth. Even Deion didn't play both sides all the time,
right?
And there's a few. Who else was a two-way player? Champ Bailey. He came out. He was a two-way player when he came out. Charles Woodson. It's not easy, man. So I think we would use him. I think.
Would you want him to be a receiver or a cornerback?
I want them both. I do. I want him. I want him as both, but I don't think. I think they'll play him, but I don't think they'll play him like 60 snaps on each side of the ball. I think they'll put him in there. I think they'll use him more on offense because we're hurting on offense. Like I said, we got. It depends on how the kid out of Tennessee that we have. What's his name? He didn't even play. That's why I can't remember his name now. But Hyatt, Jalen Hyatt.
I think he has to play one full time.
Yeah.
And then the other position, they got to have packages for him.
Yeah. That's what I'm looking at.
In my opinion, because if he's playing limited on both sides of the ball, let's say the series he's out, if he's the best cornerback on the team, now your defense is without their number 1 cornerback.
True.
Because he has to rest because he's going to play offense.
Yeah, I think that's what
I
they'll
don't
do.
know. They have to figure that out. But
I think they'll do
if
that.
they want him to have a good long career, there's no
Hmm.
way he can play
No,
both sides of the ball full time.
I think that's what they'll do because we picked up a few good corners and DBs back in free agency. So I think they'll do that. Have him play receiver, put him in the slot, or put Darius Slate in the slot. Put their put Neighbors on one side and put Hunter on the other side, and yeah, bring him in for packages on defense. Like if you got a nickel or dime defense, put him in. Bring him in there. You know, he can run
So,
back kicks.
do you think the Browns will pass on Hunter?
Yeah, I think they got it. They got a
You're
good
hoping.
quarterback.
I know you're hoping,
I
but do
hope
you
they
think?
do. I mean, I hope they do, but I don't. I think we're in a win-win situation either way, because you got Cam Ward, you got Travis Hunter, you got Abdul Carter. They're like the three heads up there. One of them is going to fall to the Giants. I'll take Abdul Carter. I'll take Cam Ward. Either one. I don't think we're going quarterback early. I think we'll get a quarterback late because we got Wilson and Jameis. I don't think we're going quarterback. I think we'll probably get Travis Hunter and we'll go down and draft our offensive lineman and show up our defense.
So let me tell you what my coach said about
Mm-hmm.
Shador Sanders.
Yeah.
He says he thinks he's perfect for New York. That the media would not bother him, and he thinks he's got the talent to get it done in the NFL. He thinks New York is the place for him.
Look,
Doesn't seem like you agree.
nah, the three markets on the East Coast, and I include Chicago, are Chicago. I mean, the three toughest markets that the fans and everything, the media: Chicago, Philly, and New York. He can come to New York with all that brashness and everything, but if he don't look good, even Dion won't be able to save him. Because New York will crush him. New York, Philly, Chicago. Those three markets, when it comes to fans and the media, you better come to play. You up in that area.
Well, see, my thing is
Mhm.
there's two different medias. There's the media that covers the teams
Yeah.
and they're at all the press conferences, and then there's sports talk radio.
Oh, New York is bad, period, from both sides.
Chicago sports talk radio, they'll get on teams, they'll
Yeah.
get on players. But at live press conferences, I don't really see reporters going in or asking the really tough questions.
Shoot, New York
So
media does.
that's what I'm saying. I don't put Chicago
Okay.
in the same category as New York and Philly.
Yeah.
In New York,
But y'all got some tough fans, though.
oh yeah, the
Their fans
fans,
don't play.
they don't play, but the fans,
Mhm.
it can they live and die week to week.
Yeah.
Caleb Williams has a decent game. Okay, he's our future quarterback. Then
Yeah.
the following week, oh, he
He's a
sucks,
ball.
man.
He sucks.
He held the ball too long. I'm like, come, hey, it's only week 4. Can you give the kid a chance? We don't know what he's gonna be yet.
Dude, that's how our stupid fans are. They do it after week 1. They did pretty sucks.
After the first possession, we went 3-0. I knew we shouldn't have drafted him.
Dude, let me tell you what happened. Eli's last year, he got sacked the first play of the game. I see our fans just freaking lost it. Just lost it. I was like, and that happened to be the year that we went to the playoff. No, we just missed the playoff. Our fans lost it on that one play. Man, I see it's gonna be all messed up. And we wound up winning the game. I'm like, shut up. Yeah, I want the draft tonight because I want to see our fans have a meltdown if we don't draft Shador. Because I'm gonna be all over.
So the fan base wants Shador.
They want Shador.
Okay.
Most want Shador.
Well,
some want Cam Ward. Yeah, it's like I would be like it's like maybe 60% Shador, 30 Cam, 30 Hunter. But most of the people want Shador for this stupid reason. Now, whoever's watching this show live or whoever watches it on the replay, this is the stupid reason why I'm fan, because they want to see what he's gonna wear so they can buy the same shoes.
Oh, come on.
No, dead
That's
ass.
that's silly. That's
Dead
just
ass.
silly.
And
But
I like you. Never mind.
speaking of Cam Ward,
Yeah,
I don't see why he's going number one.
me neither.
If he was in last year's draft, it, after this past season, but
Yeah,
if he had this season, the season that he had this past year, if he
yeah.
had it 2 years ago and he was in last year's draft, I don't know if he gets drafted before Michael Penix. So how is he going number one this year?
Weak class. Because with
I
me,
get that, but that doesn't mean he should go number one.
bias man, they're overhyping these quarterbacks. Like, okay, case in point, Mr. Trubisky. How did he go so high?
Because the Bears had an inept general manager.
Kenny Pickett, scrub.
You,
How
do
did he
you,
go
know-
so?
wait, you brought up Mitch Trubisky.
Yeah.
Do you know how the Bears acquired him?
Nah, I don't.
They
I
had
just I do.
they
Yeah.
had I think it was the number 3, or they might have had the number 4, whatever it
They
was.
had a top 5. Yeah.
They traded to the spot ahead of them. They traded up one spot to get Mitch. Whether they moved from 4 to 3 or 3 to 2, they moved up one spot. Drafted a guy that nobody else was going to take. You didn't
That's
have
my
to move
point.
up. They gave up draft capital to move up one spot
One
to
spot.
draft him.
A guy
And
nobody
then,
wanted to draft.
if somebody drafts, if whoever that team was at number 2 drafted Mitch Trubisky, then they had the choice between Deshaun Watson and Patrick Mahomes. They
You know
probably
what?
take Watson.
Yeah.
And Watson, okay, he hasn't had a Hall of Fame career, but his first couple years in the league,
He was
he was
blowing
a
it
solid
up.
quarterback.
He was blowing it up.
He was better than Mitch Trubisky.
Yeah, my thing, I've been like over the last 5 years, I've been putting my list of quarterbacks evaluating. The only one I missed on was CJ Stroud, only because I didn't put him down because he's Ohio State. And I was like, Ohio State quarterbacks don't do well. He's the only one he's the only one I missed on. I said Josh Rosen won't be in the league. I said Baker Mayfield's a backup. I went and they were like, you hate me. And when I even predicted Cleveland's record the second year, I said, this is what they're gonna go. And I tagged everybody. They went that. I said, these guys, I think they overhype these quarterbacks. They play one good year. Like Cam Ward, no doubt he had a good year. He really had a good year. But it's a character thing with him, with me also. And I just think they overhype these quarterbacks because, and I always say the RPO messed up a lot of quarterbacks because see, they can't read defense. They can't read. That's what I'm with Caleb. He can't read zone defenses. He holds the ball. And I said that when he was at Oklahoma before he went to USC, I said the guy holds the ball to him. He can't read zone defenses. And you're just a hater. Okay. All right, what happened? He holds the ball too long, just like I said. He can't read zone defenses.
Well,
I think he's going to get better though.
There were a lot of factors that played into Caleb Williams not living up to expectations.
Oh no! I don't mean his pro career. I meant in college.
No, I'm just speaking
Yeah.
to his rookie season.
Yeah,
But
Eberflus fluke.
Eberflus, LOSE.
Yeah, I call him fluke.
I'm glad he's gone. I don't want to get back on old news.
I know, man. It's depressing. I know, man.
But it makes no sense that you're going to bring in a franchise quarterback, but you're going to keep the coach, who you know is not going to take you to the promised land. The year before they drafted Caleb, he lost 3 games where the probability for them to lose those games was like close to 1 million. 1 in a million chances. And they lost all 3 of those games.
What about last season? I can't manage time.
After the Hail Mary loss in Washington, the wheels fell off. It was done.
Yeah, but he should have been fired.
But look at Caleb Williams. He lost his OC after like week 4 or 5. Yeah. The coach got whacked, and that's the first time the Bears whacked a coach during the season. Yeah. So that tells you how bad he was. Like, you know what? We're going to do something we've never done before. Your ass is out of here. But he should have been gone the year before.
He should have been gone the year before.
Bring Caleb in with the new coach,
regime. Yeah.
Start fresh, and they learn, develop, and build together. No, you had a deadbeat coach hanging on.
Yeah. Yeah, he was on his way
Speaking of
out.
the Bears,
Mhm.
I just saw a report before we went live saying that the Bears are looking to trade up to get Ashton Genty. I'm like,
I heard that too. I heard that yesterday.
who's going to block for Ashton Genty? Who's going to block for Caleb Williams?
Mm-mm.
Okay, you having weapons all over the field didn't work last year.
Nah, you got to block
And,
for the guy.
and here's another thing. And I said this yesterday. I think I said it last week.
Mm-hmm.
Ashton Genty, is he really a game breaker? You know,
Right.
think about the running backs. I've seen Marshall Falk. I saw
Mm-hmm.
Marshall Falk in college.
Mm-hmm.
I saw LaDainian Tomlinson in college.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen he's not those
He's not
guys.
those
Ashton
guys.
Genty is not those guys. So trading up to get him makes no sense to me.
You don't trade up to get a running back. Not in these times. Maybe 15, 20, 30 years ago. But these times, you don't trade up. You trade up to get a quarterback or a stud defensive lineman. You don't trade up to get a running back,
Yeah,
man.
I can't miss edge rusher. Something.
Yeah, you can't. You don't trade up to get a running back, man. Not when your freaking offensive line can't block for your freaking franchise quarterback. You
Right.
got to get somebody to block for this guy. You
And
know.
so when I heard somebody breaking down Genty's skill set,
Yeah.
you know, they talked about his quickness, his low center of gravity, and you know, all the things he can do. He's decent out of the backfield, but he has to work on his blocking. Oh, okay. So he's a 2-down back. We gotta bring him out on 3rd down because he
Gotta be
can't
able to
block.
block. Gotta be
Come
able to
on,
block.
man. In the NFL, running backs have to block for
They
the
have to
quarterback.
block. They have to block. You see what happened to that kid in Dallas? What's his name? That went to Tennessee. Pollard. Fast, quick, everything. Couldn't block. Zeke could block. You got Saquon Barkley can block. Beast mode will knock you out. You know, you got to have a running back that can block, especially when you got a rookie quarterback. You need somebody to stop that middle linebacker coming around the edge like Micah Parsons or somebody. You know, you got to stop. And my thing with it, I think with Genty, because I know the Raiders was looking at him because you know
Raiders have the 6th pick.
Yeah,
I hope the Raiders do draft him so that way
I do too.
he's not there for the Bears to draft, and they have to go offense or defensive line.
I mean, they can get a run. Chicago can get a running back in the draft. They don't have to trade up to get a running back.
Okay, my thing is, if you don't have Derrick Henry, if you don't have Saquon Barkley, then you can pretty much just plug and play.
Yeah,
that's what 95% of the league does. You know, you get your running back in the 2nd or 3rd round.
Yeah,
as long as he's athletic and you guys can block for him, you can hit the hole, pick up 4 yards.
Terrell Davis, 6th-round draft choice.
There you go.
Denver. Look what he did. It's a bunch of running backs. You can get them running backs and receivers. You can get in 2nd and 3rd round. You can get them. You can get quality.
Right, and that's the thing. If you're not going to have a game breaker, and I don't think Ashton Genty is,
I don't either.
Then you can find somebody in the 2nd and 3rd round.
If you put him on somebody like Philly, they got a seasoned offensive line, or even Dallas, who else? Minnesota, a team that has that type of offensive line and that type of quarterback who knows the game, you draft him because you know the quarterback knows the game, the offensive line, you know they're going to beast, like they're going to block, and he can learn. But Chicago's too young up front. They're too young in the backfield. With talking about Caleb Williams, you can't bring a rookie in there who doesn't block. Like you say, he's a 2-down back. You need him in the 3 downs, 4. You know, possibly. You have to have that guy, man.
Right? Yeah. Or now you draft him, and you have to bring a blocking specialist onto the roster.
It's a roster spot.
Right.
It's a roster spot.
We'll see. I'm looking at the draft order. The Jets are 7th. What do you think the Jets are going to do?
I think, you know, me and my buddy was talking about, I think they're going to try to move up. Because if anybody, I thought about them going after Shador, but they got your boy, Justin Fields. So, I don't know. The Jets.
They should go for Shador Sanders.
Now I think they'll keep I think they'll roll with Justin Fields, man. I think they will. I don't think they'll draft. They might, but I heard they might try to move up. I heard might try to move up and trade with us when we move down in the draft. Which, I mean, I'm for us moving down, but they.
But if they trade to 7, are you going to get a player the caliber of Travis Hunter?
I think they need someone like that. I think
they
need a stud receiver.
Carter.
Or Carter. Yeah, they need a stud receiver, tight end, or edge rusher. Because I think their backfield, defensive backfield, I think they're set on that. But they got a pretty good defense, especially when it comes to the DBs and corners. I mean, safeties and corners. So I think you go Carter if he's there, Will Johnson, and, tight end, or they need someone on the line. They do need a offensive lineman, because even though Aaron Rodgers kind of stunk up the joint a little bit last year, that offensive line really fell through. Also, they didn't really get much time to pass.
And he hasn't signed with anyone, has he?
Now Pittsburgh. I heard Pittsburgh might move up to get Shador. That might be what they should do, because Aaron Rodgers got these guys. I'm like, look, you're gonna sign with us or not? Cut the shit.
I don't get the fascination with Aaron Rodgers. He hasn't been good for like 4 seasons.
It's been a while, dude.
There's a reason the Packers let him go. Yeah, and I know he only played 1 or 2 plays 2 years ago, and he's coming back from his Achilles injury, and he was pretty much trash last year.
Yeah. He came on at the end, but he's not that guy.
Is he ever going to get back to that level? I mean, once players fall off the cliff, unless they're Roger Clemens on the steroids,
that's it.
They don't come back up to the top.
They don't come back. He would be, but he's not going to do it. He would be a good quality backup, but he's not going to take that role. He's not going to take that role.
Yeah, I don't think. I thought Tomlinson's too smart to go for Aaron Rodgers, but they brought him in. But I think if they really wanted him, they would have signed him by now.
Yeah, they may not. I think he'll find a place. I don't know where.
Well, I think Pittsburgh would be a good spot for Shador. I don't know if he'll be happy. I don't know if Dion will be happy. Cold games in November and December.
Because Mike Tomlin ain't gonna go for the BS either.
Yeah.
What does he say? Hey, you got to do it my way. I don't care if Dion's your father. This is the way we do things in Pittsburgh.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, he'd probably be a long holdout. Yeah, Pittsburgh may want to pass on Shador.
Yeah.
But in case you're wondering, the reason why I laughed when you mentioned Justin Fields.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people still in Chicago who think Justin Fields should be the Bears quarterback. I'm like, did you guys not really pay attention? Yeah, he had some dynamic splash plays with his feet and legs. But every time the Bears needed a game-winning drive, he either threw an interception, he either fumbled or got strip sacked, which is a fumble. But the difference was he fumbled running the ball as opposed to getting strip sacked. I'm like, damn, every time. Like, as much as I hate Mitch Grossman, because I compare him to being as bad as Rex Grossman, when in the fourth quarter, he would pull some magic out of his ass. He would make some throws. I'm like, dude, if you could throw like that in the first, second, and third quarter, you wouldn't have to make fourth quarter game-winning drives. But and Justin was the opposite. He'd have these splash plays, throw a dime here, but come fourth quarter when it's time to make a play, he just didn't do it.
We still got fans talking about OBJ. Up until last year, we had fans still saying we should re-sign OBJ.
What?
That's how goofy our fan base is. They are so goofy that they Saquon Barkley, he he extended his contract with Philly already.
Mhm.
They was like, man, now we know he ain't coming back. I said, Saquon ain't coming
He
back to
was
New York.
never going back.
He wasn't coming back to New York. What y'all talking about? He's done.
Why,
He don't
so they could put the franchise tag on him again?
right. He ain't coming back here. He's done. And Philly went on and gave him a good little deal. I mean, he ain't coming back here. Why would he? I wouldn't want to come back. For what?
Yeah, like I think we're not transitioning to basketball quite yet. I think there's some Mavericks fans who think, Luka should come back after the season. Man, Luka got his heart broken. He's pissed. He doesn't want to go back to Dallas.
I had
Who's to say they won't trade him again?
I had a scenario. I know it ain't gonna happen. I had a scenario that he got traded to the Lakers after the end of the season. Dallas would be like, hey, we'll offer you a contract. He's not gonna do it because they messed up the he had a big deal coming to him.
Yeah, they cost him like $80
Oh
million or
man,
something.
So why come back when he can stay at LA and they build around him?
Right.
Once LeBron get out of there, because I mean, I don't want to sound like a LeBron hater, but I think he's the one keeping that team from getting better, man. That's just my opinion. But
I don't know if Luka likes Los Angeles. I don't know if he doesn't like it.
Come to New York, man.
I don't know if he wants to go somewhere else. But I'm willing to bet he will not be back in Dallas.
Nah, he won't be back in Dallas. Not the way they did him. He didn't want to go, and he didn't even know it. He didn't even know.
Yeah, and then you got Nico Harrison saying,
"Oh my goodness,
he didn't know how much the fans loved him." Well, you're the GM of the team, but you have no pulse of the fan base.
When he said that, I said,
even if that's how he really feels, you don't say that. What's wrong with him, man?
What's the old saying? Just because you can say something doesn't mean you should say it.
You should, right?
Like, dude, you didn't know how the fan base felt about Luka.
Now he's making himself look incompetent. Like, yeah, I know the fans like Luka, but I didn't know they liked him like that.
He was the freaking star of the team. They got murals and stuff painted up there around him.
I think
the jerseys.
Yeah, I saw a report that things are so bad in Dallas, even Dirk's trying to distance himself from the Mavericks.
That's bad.
I'm like, damn. It's like he's a legend.
That's bad. That's bad. Now you see why Porzingis wanted out of there.
Yeah.
That's bad.
Anyway, we did talk football 30-some minutes. Let's get on to the NBA. What are your thoughts so far?
It's going the way I thought, except for the Knicks. But I had a feeling Detroit would take one because they beat us during the season, and we don't. And Tibbs don't know how to play deep into the bench.
What's wrong with Cat, man? Why is he only taking 2 shots in the second half?
3. He took 3.
Like they said, 3. My bad.
He took 3.
Someone said the T-Wolves are missing Cat. I said, are you sure about that?
No. We're missing Randall and DiVincenzo. That's what's going on. We're missing those 2 guys.
Yeah, you lost some grittiness and toughness when you traded them.
But after the playoffs, they're going pretty much how I thought, because I picked the Wolves in 6 with the Lakers. And with Golden State, I picked them in 6 against Houston. I just don't have faith in either one of those teams.
Yeah, I think the Warriors, if Jimmy doesn't come back, they're done.
Oh, they're done.
Yeah,
they're done.
But he can't be out there. He can't be out there hobbling and just say I'm back. He got to be effective back.
He got to be effective. Yeah, that injury, the way he hit the ground, man, that was wow.
Yeah, he landed hard. The Samoan OG by his brother on the right, the Blunt King. He royalty. He don't ask for respect. He demands it. Yeah, if you say so, I appreciate it. Welcome. Thanks for joining us again, OG. Yeah, he wants us to plan the Sports Bag Bros trip out to Samoa.
Out to Samoa?
Yeah.
Like Samoa?
Samoa, yeah. No, he was in a couple of shows ago. He asked me
Yeah,
if I had any plans of going out there, and I misspoke and said I don't have family out that way.
yeah.
I don't know. I have no intentions going out there. And he asked me, "What am I? I'm family."
Wait,
And I
hold
was
up.
like, "Wait,
What's
my
what?
bad,
Hold
my
up.
bad."
When you say Samoa, what Samoa are you talking about?
The island.
The islands. Okay.
Yeah,
Woo, that'd be a nice trip though. But that's
it
a
would.
trip.
Yeah,
That's a
definitely a
trip though.
dope ass trip.
That's a trip though.
Now he's saying both of you filed for leaving Grandma Tua alone. I'm not sure what you're referring to. Tua Tagovailoa or David Tua.
I like David Tua though.
Anyway, but yeah. Came back to the Warriors. They
Yeah.
looked like absolute trash last night after Jimmy left the game.
It
And
was
I was disappointed in Steph. Like all these guys were taking shots. I don't even
yeah,
know the dude's first name. Santos was taking shot.
yeah,
Post was taking shots. Some dude named Stevenson came in the game. He had
yeah,
like 11 points.
yeah.
I'm like, who are these dudes? And Steph's just standing in the corner.
Waiting for the ball.
I'm like, dude, you have to be aggressive,
Yeah,
take control of this game.
yeah.
Otherwise, you're gonna lose. And they lost.
They got blasted too.
Yeah, I mean, they got it down to 11 at one point.
Mm-hmm.
But the Rockets never really let them
Yeah,
creep back in. I turned it off for like 10 minutes to go. I'm like, they're not coming back.
yeah.
I think
I
they
turned it
lost
off. It's about.
114-95 or something,
It's like
109-95.
when I turned it off, it was like 96 to 81. I was like, nah, they're not coming back. They're not coming back. It was like 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter, something like that. And I was like, nah, they're not coming back.
So what do you think's wrong with the Bucks?
No defense. Dame Lillard. I just don't think they're just not. They're not that team without Drew Holiday anymore. They rely too much on Bobby Portis. Um, they just don't have it. They don't play enough in oh god, what's his name? I gotta say him out. Oh, the twin. He got a twin brother. I can't think of his name. It's they just don't have it, man. I mean, even with Dame can drop you 30 points easy, but he can't. He doesn't play defense, and he's not even, you know, he's not even there. So I mean, it's like,
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm disappointed because when they made the Lillard trade,
mm,
you knew they were going to lose something on defense
yep,
trading Holiday,
yep,
but you figure okay, they're trading defense for offense.
mm,
Damian Lillard, Holiday. I love Drew Holiday.
me too.
You know, I was talking about it yesterday. He's not a guy that's going to drop 30, but he'll give you a solid 14 to 17 or 18.
Yeah,
And
he's gonna play
late in
defense.
games, late in games, he's gonna make a play that
Hmm.
helps his team win.
Yeah,
Whether it's a steal or block shot, knocking down
hmm,
an open three, that dude's
hmm,
just a money player.
yeah.
But
He's gonna, yeah.
as far as the Bucks, you think if they put Lillard and Giannis in pick and roll action,
Hmm.
who's going to defend that
Right,
consistently?
exactly.
And when you watch the Bucks, you hardly see it.
And I think that's what the problem with when they fired Griffin. Because Griffin, they complained about him last season, but the Bucks were like 30-13 or 30-11. He had that team rolling. They fired him. Then, yeah, if you run those guys pick and roll, yeah, who's going to stop them? But they're not going to run that because they want Lillard to shoot from 28, 30 feet out, da da da. Run the pick and roll. Because they're already having a hard time stopping Giannis in the paint. Once he gets down there, he's hard to stop. And you got
Right.
Lillard out there. I mean, he could penetrate, dude. And I think
All
that's what's wrong with the league now
right.
itself.
All right, we have Valerie saying she's got to run. She'll watch the replay. Thank you for joining
Appreciate
us
you,
and
yo.
showing love. Really appreciate it,
No
Valerie.
doubt, no doubt.
Enjoy your night.
Yep.
Um, to me, how could you not run pick and roll with Damian Lillard and Giannis almost every play because you can't play drop coverage or Lillard's going to kill you with his
Mm-hmm.
jumper. And you have to respect Giannis rolling to the hoop. It's going to put the defense at a disadvantage every
Yep.
time you run it. I would run it until
Run they stop you.
they stop it. I don't
Remember,
care.
remember, remember
I don't
the
care if it's
Utah?
boring. I don't care if the fans say, "Oh, run a different play." Yo, if we're up 15 points running the same play over and over, guess what? We're gonna keep running the same play over and over.
You know what? Utah ran the hell out of that stuff with Stockton and Malone.
Right.
By the boringest team, but you know what? Couldn't nobody stop it. Look at Princeton. They used to run the pick and roll like crazy and get to the NCAA tournament and knock somebody off. You run it till till they stop it. And you got a guy like Giannis, and you got a guy like Damian Lillard. You run that pick and roll. I don't know, man.
I think a lot of people are sleeping on the Pacers though. They didn't have the best season,
Yeah,
but they can have good talent on that
they're
team.
tough.
And come playoff time, they raise their level.
They
Kind
stay
of like the
consistent,
Heat.
they'll win.
Kind of like the Heat do.
Yeah. Place is scary, man. Tyrese Halliburton, if he stays hot, doesn't get hurt, I mean, they'll smoke you. You can't take them lightly. The Knicks found that out last year. You can't take them lightly. The Knicks always
Yeah,
find it against the Pacers.
that was a hell of a series last year.
Pacers always give us hell. So I mean, I'm
But
hoping. Who you picking for the finals?
I gotta go with the Celtics. Of course, Tatum's health is an issue. He has to be healthy,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't see anybody beating a healthy Celtics team. Donovan Mitchell would have to go absolutely berserk.
Yeah.
But as you see, Jaylen Brown's like, we don't need Tatum. You got me.
I think he's the number. I've always felt he was the number one on that team. That's my opinion, Jaylen Brown.
Yeah,
I know his father too, so that's why I give him the pop. So
Tatum is more talented,
yeah,
but Jaylen Brown has that. He's got that killer instinct where I don't know if Tatum really has it. At least not to the level Jaylen Brown has it. Jaylen Brown has it to. He's like that. He's got that fuck attitude. Like I don't care if Tatum's hurt, Porzingis is hurt. I don't care. Give me the ball. We're gonna win. I'm going for it. You can't say that about everybody.
Yeah, I'm more partial to Jaylen Brown because I know his father. I used to box with his father, so Jaylen Brown's my man. Yeah, his father like
maybe
6'10".
That's where he gets it from. He got
his father like 6'8", 6'10", man. He's like, he's a tall dude. Yeah.
So I'm rolling with the Celtics in the West.
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of thinking the Warriors had a good chance, but with Jimmy out, their chances are done. I have no faith in the Lakers. Late in games, if you want to hunt Luka, who's he gonna stop? If you want to hunt Austin Reeves, who's he gonna stop? Neither one of those guys can guard. Can guard consistently. And then the T-Wolves, if Ant's not going for 45, he may not get help every night. So I don't trust the T-Wolves. If Kawhi's gonna drop 40-some, they can be dangerous.
They can.
So I just think there's too many questions to give a definitive. This is the team I'm rolling with. And then as far as OKC, they look the part, but they're playing the Grizzlies.
Right.
So, that should be a quick series.
Yeah.
And then round 2, they're going to be rested. Will they come out rusty? They're going to come out smoking on all cylinders like they are now. Yeah. I just think there's too many questions. I can't make a call.
Yeah. If the Celtics are healthy, I'm going with them. I would like to see Cleveland win it for obvious reasons because I like to see Cleveland win it for Donovan Mitchell, and I'm the anti-LeBron, so I like to I like to see Cleveland take it
over your Knicks.
No, of course I want my Knicks to win. I'm saying the favor. I mean I want my Knicks to win, but I'm not delusional. I know we couldn't beat Cleveland. We couldn't beat Boston during the season. We beat them at the end when they sat their starters, and we still struggled against them. So I mean, a realist, I would go with Boston if they're healthy. Otherwise, I'm going Cleveland. Cleveland to get it. I want my Knicks to win. In the West, everything you said. Um, if Jimmy comes back healthy, I think the Warriors can make a run. I'm not going to count out Denver, but they got a tough matchup, man. They got a tough matchup with the Clippers.
Right.
I think with the Clippers,
And let's not forget, they fired their coach a couple
the
like about a
coach,
month ago.
dude. Hey, did
Like,
you hear what the owner
who
said?
fires the coach a few weeks before the playoffs?
Did you hear what the owner said like last weekend?
No.
He said he made him. He said I was too hasty. He said he fired both of them because those two didn't get on. He said, well, now he said I shouldn't have done it. I'm like, when do we know that? You wait till the 4 games left in the season and you fire your championship coach?
Can he bring him back?
I wouldn't want to come
It's
back.
not like he's working. Hey, coach, I made a mistake. Will you come back?
Yeah, and he said it. He's like, I was too hasty with it. He said I was in my feelings. He said he got tired of the GM and the coach arguing. And he fired them both. Like, so I think with the Clippers,
I mean, and look what the Lakers did. Phil Jackson left. They got rid of Shaq, and then Phil Jackson came back.
Yeah, true. I think with the Clippers,
I would call him. Hey, coach,
you want to come on back? I'll give you some
Right.
more money. Give you a guaranteed deal. The Clippers, I think they can do it. But James Harden, we'll see what happens with him.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
I don't trust James Harden for nothing, man. I don't care. You know, for one, he's not the player he was when he was averaging 34, 35 a game. And he's never come through when his team needed him.
Nope. Never.
Didn't they have the Warriors down 3-1 one year? And they blew it?
Blew it.
Yeah. And the first year when he was with KD and Westbrook and the Thunder, he was 6th man of the year. They got to the finals and he was absolute trash. He didn't do jack shit that series. So to me, when the chips are down, you can't count on James Harden.
Nope.
You know, there's been too many times where he dribbles out the clock or passes it to somebody else with one second on the clock and they can't get the shot off, or he turns it over. Just too many instances of him coming up short when his team really needs him. So
and that's what I'm afraid
it
of.
would be wise of Kawhi to tell Harden, yo, just stand in the corner.
Just stay in the corner.
Let me work.
Just get me the ball.
Right. Just let me work.
Yeah, but I think this is the prime chance for the Clippers. They got a tough matchup with Denver, but if they can get past Denver, they have a good chance, man. I mean, because
they match up with OKC.
I think they can beat OKC, man. I think they're more. They just got to watch Shea.
That's a tough task. You can't just watch Shea.
He's tough.
He's not going to just stand there and let you watch him.
Yeah, you know what? And I like him. I really like. I like SGA, man. He can play defense. He can shoot. I really. He has a mid range. That's something a lot of players don't have today. I like to see him do it. OKC's probably the favorite. I think because they're freaking best defensive team in the league, you know. But let's see what happens in the playoffs this year when they have to, when they get pushed around. Because last year they got obliterated. Let's see what happens this year. They're a year older. Chet Holmgren's a year older. SGA, he's older. He has that pedigree in him now. We'll see.
So you say let's see what happens when they get pushed around.
Yeah.
Do you think the playoffs have been much more entertaining than the regular season? Like you can see teams actually care and they're putting in effort.
Yeah.
And the game's more physical.
Yeah. I like that too.
Okay. So watching the game yesterday, do you think Steph is getting the respect he deserves? Because I see every time he runs, he's getting grabbed. His his jersey's getting pulled. He's getting hugged. I'm like, man, the man can't take 2 steps without getting grabbed.
Yeah, they beat him up, man. They beat him up, man. And it's crazy because I know it's gonna sound like a LeBron hating comment, but let's keep it real. If that was LeBron, they'd have been calling fouls. They were beating Steph up, man. I mean, like he's a star player in the league. He should get those calls.
Well, speaking of LeBron, you see that video of him when he got smacked in the face and
I know what you're
he
talking
picks his
about.
hand up, and you know he's faking, man.
That's
He's
why I
gonna get an
posted that.
Oscar. He's gonna get an Oscar at the next award ceremony.
That's why I say his fans can't say nothing.
He had the nerve to say we don't flop or we're not a flopping team. The fuck you ain't.
The flop. I call him the flop in his prime, man.
and that's one of the arguments against him being the GOAT. Like, if you're that great, why do you have to flop?
Why you gotta flop?
You know, if you get bumped, okay, I get selling the call, but he acts like he gets sniped from the back row. Like he's out for 5 minutes laying on the ground. Come on.
But yo, check this out. Notice every time
he says, "I'm a football player." No, you ain't.
Notice
he must be soccer.
Every time he gets hurt, he grabs his head. Football. You can hit him on his arm. He grabs his head.
Yeah, and
it's always like
rubbing it.
Rubbing that, yeah, like dude, sit down. Allen Iverson was a much tougher guy than him. Allen Iverson was 6'1", 175. But Allen Iverson go out there and play until he couldn't play. Jordan played till he couldn't play. Kobe played till he couldn't play. This guy,
shit. Kobe shot free throws with a torn
Achilles. You know, and you need to have a GOAT show one day.
We did. You were on it. You don't remember?
We need to have another one. We need to have an updated. We had another one because.
Well, I think it's the same argument. I wouldn't say anything different.
I put up $1,000 to people. I said I got $1,000, so any LeBron fan that can beat me in an argument about who's the GOAT between Kobe and LeBron. I ain't got
no takers.
No takers.
Wow.
But they still be chirping. I said $1,000. Won't do it.
Between LeBron and who?
And Jordan.
Oh, I thought you said Kobe.
Oh, I put Kobe over LeBron.
Okay.
My opinion. Yeah. I don't even have LeBron in my top 5, and it's not a hater. It's a reason why I don't have him in my top 5.
Yeah, so I don't remember where I have him. He's not in my top 3.
No, I got him like 7.
And I always say I rank my top 3, or I give you my top 3. You rank them how you want. I'm not going to argue 1, 2, or 3. That's my top 3. But when we did the show, I had to come up with a 1, 2, or 3.
Yeah.
Were you on it?
I can't remember. I was on it for another show.
It might have been just me and Trav then.
Yeah.
But anyway, you got anything else?
I did. I forgot.
Well, you want to know about some rock and roll bands or something?
Well, yeah, because like I'm trying to do more rock on my show, man, and music show, and I got a lot of rock. You see, I got my records back there, but I'm trying to find stuff I haven't heard.
One day coming up, Bosco's referring to his records. He's a DJ. So one day coming up soon, he's supposed to be on the 1s and 2s, and he's gonna kick the show off, doing some cutting and scratching, trying to get his Grandmaster Flash on. We'll see.
I promise we'll do it within 3 weeks.
Okay, I thought you were gonna say sometime in 2025.
Nah, man. I don't even wait that long. Nah, it'll be within 3 weeks. I'll give you my word. Within 3 weeks.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
But if you don't have anything else, let's wrap this up so we can go watch the draft.
Got that right. Hell yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for joining me. Update on Trav. He says his symptoms are subsiding.
Good.
He's getting better, so that's good news. I don't know when he'll be on the show, so I'm hunting for people to join me Usually I have Scott. I had Scott yesterday. Today I have Big Bosco from the Bronx. He didn't join me last weekend
I
or
was in
last week,
Florida,
so
man. My
we
bad.
only had one show. So last week he was Big Bozo from the Bronx. But
I ain't heard that in a while.
I give him his respect. He's got Bosco back. He came on today. But anyway, I'm biased. That's Bosco. You guys enjoy the draft. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the NBA playoffs. We're out.